Hey there.
Hey, George.
Yeah, hey, which stream are you in?
I'm not sure. We are.
At the top left, by the little duck, it should say Sat Eve Test.
Hold on for a second, George. Hold on.
Sure.
No, it says test, so we must be in the wrong space.
Yeah, I just sent you one minutes ago. Go ahead and quit out of that one, and I also sent it to Matt.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, Matt.
Okay. How are you, George?
Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you use if there's an echo tonight, if you use earbuds, it takes the echo.
How are
away.
you, George? Okay.
Yeah, so we can try that.
All right. Okay.
Hey, guys.
Hey, George.
Sorry about that. I could have swore I sent that one out earlier, but that's okay.
You probably did. We just got confused.
No worries.
Can you adjust the echo on your end, George?
Yes, please stand by.
You probably did. We just got confused.
No worries.
Can you adjust the echo on your end, George?
Yes, please stand by.
No, you probably did. We just got confused.
No worries.
Can you adjust the echo on your end, George?
Yes, please stand by. All right, we'll give it a set. The other thing too, if any of you guys have the YouTube page open in a separate browser, go ahead and mute the playback on that. If any of you guys have the YouTube page open in a separate browser, go ahead and mute the playback on that.
Okay. All right.
Sorry about that.
Okay, good.
Everybody, remember, and hey, Ben, what's happening, Matt? If you have the YouTube link open, go ahead and mute that, okay? So that way the only thing we're getting sound from is the StreamYard.
George, Ben, this is George, the videographer. George, this is our youngest son, Ben.
Hey, Ben, I think you were on a session before.
George, what about tomorrow? How will we see the show without an echo?
Well, first thing is I will be out and off. I won't be there. I will be so you won't hear or see me. The only way that you will deal with me is during the comments. And since Matt is driving the boat, I will go ahead and also have his text open. So that way, if we need to do any heads up, I'll go ahead and reach out to you that way. So, but really, Matt and I will be the only one talking. And then when everybody is off screen, like I'm going to take some people in and out just to show you how it's going to look. So, and then we can talk about going through a run through. So it'll start with just Matt, and I'm going to pull people out just for a second. Matt, go ahead and talk.
All right. Hello. I see myself on the YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, no, your shot looks good. And then I'll go ahead and I'll go to Ben. Ben, talk real quick if I can hear you.
Hello. Can you see me on YouTube?
Yes. There is about a 10-second delay.
Okay.
Craig, do you have a green screen going?
No.
You're,
No, I don't.
you got a little flicker and like there's some sort of chroma key or some sort on the bottom of the screen. It's just doing a little, just kind of flickering kind of thing. Oh, and like there's somebody, yes. So let's see, he might have a chroma key on that we need to turn off.
Oh, that's why. Okay, so let's do that.
There you go.
Is that better?
Much better, yeah.
Is the sound better too?
Actually, yeah.
Okay.
I can hear myself again, but once I pull myself out and make you guys full, I'll go ahead and make Craig full. There is going to be a little delay, but again, also if you guys look, I have the power to mute everybody, so I will only open the microphones of the folks that are speaking, just to make sure that there's no feedback, at least to the best of our ability.
All right. Can you test the mute of everybody and just see? I want to see if the echo is coming from one computer or if it's just coming from everybody. So I'll just everybody mute them.
I have everybody muted, and I'm going to mute myself right now. Okay, so it sounds good. Actually, Matt, can you hear me? There's no feedback on mine, so I'm going to shut you down, and I'm going to open Craig's up real quick. Craig, go ahead and. I think it's coming from Craig's. I'm not sure if your speakers where they are or.
So, you know, we just have to make sure that it's on mute, that everybody's on mute when the other person's not talking. But
Exactly.
I think,
Yeah. And I'll be doing that behind the scenes.
cool. Well, I think that one of those, like me and my dad were just talking, we may end up using the same screen. Like we may just end up using my laptop, and that might make it so that there's no chance of an echo. Like, Dad, if you talk without anybody else, like if everybody's muted except for you, does it still echo?
Testing. Hello, hello, testing.
That's good.
Yeah, that was better. I mean, I
So I
hear
think
it
it's-
a little bit.
Yeah, it's I think it's the interaction between the George one and the dad one.
I just muted mine. I'm going to mute Craig's, and yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's somehow it's Craig and I are causing some Jimi Hendrix feedback. So hang on, I just have to type a quick text real quick. My wife is on vacation in New York City, and I'm sending her the YouTube link just to see if she can see it, just for some extreme far away testing. So I just want to send her the link real quick. All right, so where's my screen? So a couple of things. All the videos are uploaded. Did everyone have a chance to check them out? And do you have any feedback or anything we want to maybe adjust before we go to broadcasting?
Yes. Matt and I looked at it. Ben, did you have a chance to look at the videos?
Yep.
Will you go first? Anything you saw? Any thoughts, suggestions?
I thought that was good. I thought for the adulthood one, the use of the personal videos as a transition in between pictures looked really clean. And I liked how you interspersed the videos, like the law school videos and graduation videos for the college ones.
Cool, thanks.
So what did we say? Oh, I have a question. I didn't bring it up when I was talking to my dad. I thought everything was really cool. I thought it was cool how the pictures were transitioning on the beat of the songs. Like that just felt right. It felt good. And yeah, the music for the parts that seemed a little bit less upbeat is a lot more upbeat now. So in the letter portion of things, that was perfect, I thought. I know that some of these are running more than the 5 minutes that we spoke about before, but also it seems like that may not cause a problem. But I think it depends on both the length and the size of the content. So I don't know if things need to be split up or if we're just going to be testing that now to see if it all works. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan, is to test that now and see. I compressed them enough where the bit rate's not so strong, where they're right in, the 100 to 120, 130 megs. So, and I was able to load them into StreamYard. So hopefully the goal is to do a very brief run, let those play through. Now, unfortunately, I think when we play it through to YouTube, just because there's a delay, and just because it's the internet, it's going to be as smooth as, again, the internet will allow it to be. So hopefully it won't, shimmy and shake. But I think, again, I'm real happy with how they came out. They look and sound great. Ben, I really like your music, and my son, who's also a producer and editor for music, he's 18, and he was like, "Dad, I can't believe you're who is that? What is that?" So my kid was really digging it.
I appreciate it.
So we'll go ahead and do that, and I also sent you guys the revised rundown. It looks like this has got some colors on it.
Yes.
With the videos time highlighted, so the total video time is in the ballpark of 32 minutes.
Okay.
So, Craig, did you have any
Yeah,
feedback?
just
or
a
any-
couple of thoughts. So overall, I think Bonnie would like what you did overall, so thank you for that. I think it captures her life in a really nice way. There's humor, there's pictures, so it's beautifully done. Thank you for that. The concerns that we had were one, just to make sure, we'll test this, just to make sure we're not going to, each segment's not too long, that it creates issues tomorrow, and we'll test that some tonight. And if we need to break it up some more, then we can, if we have to. So let's just make sure, I just don't want to run into any trouble tomorrow, so I'm almost in favor of breaking it up to be safe, but we can maybe test it first.
That's the plan.
All right? And then just a couple of other, hold on for a second. Some things I'd like to add. In the segment about early days, we need to add pictures, please, of Bonnie's mother, father. So if there's a very tiny picture, we only have one picture of her mom. It's a very small picture.
Okay.
And there's a picture of her dad in a military uniform.
Yes.
So those two, and maybe those just go on the front end of early days. Those two pictures. And then there's two more I'd like to add if you can find them. There's also a small picture. So her mom's picture is very tiny. It's like the smallest picture you can get very small. There's another picture that's about the size of a Post-it pad. And it is of three little people. It's Bonnie and her two brothers when they were very young. It's a black and white picture. So if you can find that and also put that on the front end of early days. And then finally, there's a larger picture, maybe 4x6, of Bonnie as a little girl. A little girl who is taking a picture like a school picture.
She's taking a picture, or it's,
I'm sorry, no, she's in a picture. See, she's in what looks like a school picture, the standard school picture. It's 4x6, and I think it's also, in fact, it might be larger than 4x6, but it's the standard picture, little girl, maybe ponytails. She's smiling but not showing her teeth.
Okay.
So if you can find that picture, those four pictures, and insert them on the front end of early days, then I want to make sure we honor her parents, at least in that way, and then add those other two pictures.
You got it.
Otherwise, early
I
days.
might, Craig,
Yes.
I might send an email. I'll pull those pictures, and I just want you to look at them just to make sure I have the right ones. Okay.
Okay, that'd be great. And then the other thoughts, smaller things as far as early days. There's a picture, two pictures that duplicate. One is a picture of Bonnie with the boys when they're babies. Ben's a new baby. And she's got like a tall afro. She's wearing pajamas. She's maybe in the kitchen. And that shows up twice in that section.
Oh, okay.
So if we can take one out, replace it with something else, that would be great.
Got it.
And there's also a picture, there's another duplicate. It's a bunch of, there's a group of us and someone's holding a lady, holding a girl. It's a picture of like a storefront in New York, about 8 people. And these are all college friends. And it shows up in the show and at the end. So what you could do is just simply take it out at the end of early days. It's the last picture in early days. It's a picture of a bunch of us, and one of the girls is being held. And maybe instead of having that picture as the last picture, use the picture that is on YouTube now. The picture of honoring Bonnie. You know, that last picture is, you use that picture to conclude almost all of the other videos. The same image that we're using as a placeholder on YouTube. That her author's picture. And that way we get rid of duplicating the two, and it just kind of ends it nicely.
Copy that.
And then the only other thing was, I wanted to ask about this. I wrote a note. If possible, there's a magazine. I thought I gave you a magazine picture of Bonnie it's half of her face and half of a book.
Yes, I know. Just unfortunately I didn't. But you want to put that one in there?
I want to put that one in, please. Just anywhere in adulthood. In fact, maybe right around the images of her two books. You've got her books in there somewhere. So right around that section to include that image of Bonnie with her it's actually Octavia Butler's book, but the book covering half her face.
Yeah, that one I remember.
That would be great.
Okay. What else?
That is it as far as what I would add. Otherwise, it looked beautiful. I really enjoyed the way Ben's music supported everything, even the music and the. I appreciate you going back and making the image, the music in one of the previous videos more upbeat. So it's more what we're looking for. That's great. Ben's music is the highlight, and that's a nice way to close it. And the music for the early days section also works for me. So thank you for finding the right music.
Good. You're very welcome.
The only other thing, George, is that I think I need to send you 2 more small edits for the letter section. They're very small. It's a couple words. So I don't know if that's going to mess things up, but I'll send it to you after this.
No, as long as if you could send them tonight, great. If not, I'll tap. I'm going to go ahead and make these picture edits tonight, and then if I still have it in me, I'll go ahead and do those tonight. If not, I'll just do them first thing in the morning.
Cool.
But please, yes, I would like to, try to have, just a ballpark of a 12 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, cut off just with any changes. That way I can load it up and we can be, all ready to go. If that were, of course, if there's a last minute and you see it, Craig, do not hesitate, and I will, do everything. It just, as we push it, it just gets a little sketchy. So I just want to make sure we have all the changes in and to everybody's liking. Oh, wait, hang on. I muted you. I'm sorry.
Oh,
sorry. You're
at
up.
this point, everything looks great. With those additions, it'll make it better. So thank you.
You got it.
And if we can just walk through, I just want to see how it flows, and then I want to make sure I see what I'm going to see tomorrow from backstage.
You got it. So I have both everything loaded. So what we're going to do is, so the session starts at 4 o'clock. Hang on, let me, Craig, I'm going to real quick. So the session starts at 4, but I have the ability to start the stream earlier if need be. So what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to start shuffling everybody around, so your pictures are going to be, dropping in and out kind of thing. So actually, let me, Craig, I'm going to pull you. Actually, I'm going to make Matt full, and I'm going to remove Craig for a second, and I'm going to remove Ben, and I'm. Okay, so Matt, you can still hear me, right? Okay, so what it's going to be is about around 3:50-ish. I'm going to roll this video. So Matt, that runs about 5 minutes long or so. So I'll go ahead and run that beforehand, and you and I will be talking beforehand, and I'll say, okay, go ahead and get yourself ready. And then as soon as that video is done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from that video to this video. I'll pull the sound out, and again, just because I'm in, my face is still going to pop up, but I will be removed. So, and you won't be able to hear me. So it'll be the video starts shortly. It'll be the open video, and I'll play that for about 10 or 15 seconds, and I'll go to you. And as soon as you see yourself full, let me go ahead and stop this other video real quick. As soon as you see yourself full, I'll pull the music out, give it a second, and you go ahead and do your introduction. Are you going to speak and do your opening comments, or are you going to introduce the video first?
So I'm planning on doing a brief introduction and then sort of introducing myself, saying what I'm going to say because I have it written.
Okay.
Just needs to be finalized. And then after I finish that, I'll introduce the first video.
Okay, so that will be the testimonials video. So I'm going to go ahead and play that first. So that will go ahead and let me just pop that in. Oh, my wife said we look fantastic from New York. So I'll go ahead and I will add that video in, and it'll go ahead and pop out, and then I'll go ahead and make it full. Wait, let me do that again.
We started our relationship when she...
Sorry, I was a little nervous because my wife is watching.
Okay.
I get that way. So I'll be back up at the testimonial video. So I'll make you full, and then I'll go ahead and I will bring that full. And play.
We started our relationship when she was 13 years old and attended Rafael Cordero y Molina Middle School in East New York, Brooklyn. I was privileged, although I didn't know it at the time, to have her in my math classes. Our relationship flourished from there. To say she was a precocious student would be an understatement. She excelled in all her subjects, not only in my classes. Bonnie was more than a student to me. She became a lifetime friend to me and my family. She was my second daughter. I always felt I was a catalyst that pushed Bonnie to do better, and she always did. She never disappointed. She confided in me when she needed approval in some of her ventures, and I was always there to support her.
The way Bonnie affected my life was by being a second mother to my boys. And she did such a good job of doing that, that anytime her sons greet me, the first thing out of their mouth is, "Hey, Dad." So that's a great way to influence our life.
Bonnie's impact on our life, and specifically mine, was to show me how to embrace joy at all times and what true joy was. And also how when facing adversity, to face it with a grateful heart. And so I thank God for allowing us to have a Bonnie Glover in our lives. And I'm just grateful for those memories and the many, many memories we have with our sons and with our families, and the many, many phone conversations that we've had secretly sharing what was going on with the boys. She taught me to relish the successes of our sons and to walk with them through the failures, and to be a mom who was excited for each and everything that our sons did.
When I think of Bonnie and I think of all the happy times that we shared together as a family, the encouraging conversations that we had just to encourage and lift up each other. I think my fondest memories are when you got married to Bonnie Craig, and that at the reception, I just remember us all dancing in tuxedos, and Bonnie in her wedding dress, and it was just a great time. And it was a precursor to a life of happiness and joy. And it's been a pleasure for me to share it with you as your brother and as Bonnie's brother-in-law.
I remember when Aunt Bonnie, she used to send me books so I could always have a love of reading. And we both really like to read and write. And I got to tell her that I was writing a book, and I really loved it when I got to spend time with her.
So I was blessed to have Bonnie come over a couple of times, and every time that she was here, she always showed lots and lots of love for both of the girls here at home, and I always felt comfortable talking to her, and I knew I could feel that she understood me, and always had some words of wisdom to share with me. So I really appreciate her for that, and I know that Sophie and we both had a chance to talk to her a few times and to interact with her, and we know and we could feel that the love that she had for us.
As far as my sense of purpose in life, it would be that Mrs. Liver taught me to not just succeed at education, but to value it. And that was something that I had from people all around me at home and in my family. But Ms. Liver really showed me that you can enjoy it a lot. That it's fun, that always learning, that competing while learning can be fun. Because I already knew that learning was valuable, but competing while learning, that is something that house, the Glover house, instilled in me.
I just love this because it reminds me of Bonnie, because if you knew Bonnie, you would know that she just loved books and knitting. And that's how we connected in junior high school. And we would read the biggest books ever, the bigger the better, as well as sci-fi was really important too. And, you know, we would even after junior high school, we would meet on the train because she went to the Brainiac High School. And so we would always laugh about that. And I went to the Performing Arts High School, but we would still meet on the train because, boy, So we would always laugh about that. And I went to the Performing Arts High School, but we would still meet on the train because, boy, So we would always laugh about that. And I went to the Performing Arts High School, but we would still meet on the train because, boy, So we would always laugh about that. And I went to the Performing Arts High School, but we would still meet on the train because, boy, Spirit of love, joy, happiness, support, and most of all, that can and will do that. Spirit of love, joy, happiness, support, and most of all, that can and will do that. Support, and most of all, that can and will do that.
That helps summarize her impact on that helps summarize her impact. That helps summarize her impact.
Yeah, so can you hear me? Not sure what that was. Hang on, let me make sure that video stopped. Yeah, so but wait a second. So the video is stopped, but it sounded like it's still coming through.
think now it stopped. How many minutes total is that one? That's 8. It says, yeah.
Yeah, unless there was just some feedback. Unless was anybody
No, it's not.
was anybody? I'm
How
gonna.
many minutes total is that one? That's 8. It says, yeah. What's happening again though?
Yeah, so we could try that one again or try a different one. I'm just not sure if anybody had another mic open, or it did cut out a little bit and then it started. It was a really like a low end feedback kind of thing. So did you guys? I'm gonna bring everybody in. So did everybody hear that?
Yeah, it started chopping up.
All right, let's try one more. Just again, and I'll have everybody muted again. We'll try. What I'll do is let's kind of go through the order again. Matt, let's just say that one ended. We'll do the Ron Denard video because that's just under 2 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and bring everybody out. We'll play that one. And if one more starts doing it, then I'll cut them down. I'll make separate videos and we'll redo the rundown to where they're going to play. Okay. All right. So.
Bonnie, Boo Boo, we love you. You were a wonderful little sister, classmate, college roommate for your many roommates, fantastic mother, and a great wife. You have a big heart. You have just been the best since college. You were my special Bubette. Your code name was Boo Boo. Most of you all don't know what that means, but she was part of our social group. And our social group, the guys had to be over 6 feet, and the young ladies had to be under 5'3". And Bonnie made that with ease. Bonnie, you were just such a sweetheart and character. She
Not sure. My first thought is again because the everything the bit rate is small enough where they should be streaming fine. I'm not sure if it's a Wi-Fi thing, because we're hearing each other just fine, right? As we talk, there's nothing on our end, so it's in the playback of the video. So I could try to bring it down a little bit on my end. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts, real quick, before we start doing some research to see what's up?
Well, yeah. So I guess because the last one that was more around 7 cut out around 5 minutes. That's the thought for the longer ones. But yeah, I guess the audio cut out for this one. I don't know around what minute mark that was, but the audio cut out. Yeah. So, I mean, I think we should look into why the audio cut out. It may be because, maybe it's because there's the 4 users of us here. Maybe if there were 3, it would do better. But I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, me neither. So let me let me do this. Let me pull some of the videos out, because maybe the way I'm playing them back is I imported them sort of a cheat way. So let me remove the open video. Let me remove this. I'm going to go ahead and play Ron's video again. And let's just see what happens. And then I'll pull everybody out.
Boo Boo, we love you. You were a wonderful little sister. Special Babette. Your code name was Boo Boo. Most of you all don't know what that means, but she was part of our social group. And you called me on every one of my birthdays, and I really enjoyed the fact that you called me collect if I ever forgot your birthday. October 10th will always be a special day for me. She was so to her life, and she loved.
I think I figured it out. So I'm going to try it again. So what happened was I was muting my StreamYard. I think I figured it out. So I'm going to try it again.
Hang on, let me mute the YouTube now.
What happened was, oh my God, I got to add on that thing now. So I'm sorry. So what happened is I was muting my StreamYard so I can hear it on YouTube. And for some reason, that was causing it to also mute in the playback. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play back. Why am I seeing ads? There we go. So I'm going to play it one more time, but I'm just going to listen to it on StreamYard. And Matt, if you hear it mute, just send me a message, okay?
Cool.
All right, we'll try it again. Let me back it up real quick. And
Bonnie, Boo Boo, we love you. You were a wonderful little sister, classmate, college roommate for your many roommates, fantastic mother, and a great wife. You have a big heart. You have just been the best since college. You were my special Babette. Your code name was Boo Boo. Most of you all don't know what that means, but she was part of our social group. And our social group, the guys had to be over 6 feet, and the young ladies had to be under 5'3". And Bonnie made that with ease. Bonnie, you were just such a sweetheart and character. You called me on every one of my birthdays. And I really enjoyed the fact that you called me collect if I ever forgot your birthday. October 10th will always be a special day for me. She was so proud of her sons. Both Ben and Matthew brought so much joy to her life. And she loved her husband, Craig. We know him as Cash, short for Casanova. But you all had a storybook college romance. And, she told me just how much she enjoyed working with you on the many businesses that you had. So just remember, when the sun is shining, I know that my angel Bonnie will be up there looking down on us. And Bonnie, just want you to rest in heaven. Mwah. We love you.
So that one played all the way through, right? No
Yeah.
issue?
Perfect.
Good. Yeah.
George, a question.
Yes, sir.
Did the testers, your wife, and as Matt as Alex on, did they see it on YouTube?
Alex is watching. Yeah.
Okay, and it played cleanly for them on YouTube?
Yeah, that one was fine.
Okay, great.
We should go back to the first one, I think, and just play it again.
I pulled that one out.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go just because the way I loaded it. I'm gonna go ahead and play the third one. So
Okay, cool.
actually, which one is the longest one?
Yeah, play the fourth one. Yeah.
The fourth one. So I'll go ahead and play the fourth one.
Cool.
So, but again, just to be clear, as we're going through, so I'll go. You'll introduce the video. I'll go to the video. I'll come back to you. You'll introduce Ben. When Ben is done, we'll go to you. You'll introduce. So you're. It's basically ping ponging from you to everything between speakers and videos and such. So let's go ahead and go to the fifth one. Okay. So stand by. Talk. And here comes the fifth one.
What you got to say?
Oh, nothing. It's very hard having a 22-year-old son when you're only 23 yourself.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
How
Yes.
Checking in my closet for monster. The shit they rockin' made me think they got a modular sponsor. My demon shopping and Neiman, we got an agreement. Give me some peace and I get them pieces to show they niggas they steezin'. Been in there for hella seasons, I'm seasoned. I got the ATM season from all the racks I've been seasoned. Put the season in duffel, I got them straight up my hustle. The 7 season, my tongue, teeth in my tongue, so the flow can never be conquered. I'm knee deep in the session, that pressure hitting my nostril. Nigga slicing up a zone like Slider from Randy Johnson. He looking to serve, asked me if I signal boost, I gave him my word. So if you needin' gas, hit me, he could link on your turf. The Venetian link, a rink on my shirt. I couple it with a Cuban, hear him clinking converse. SRT sounding like Professor Frank when I skirt. Quarantine really pushed me to the brink and it worked. I just sold 3 features, that's a stimulus check. First thing I did was hit up my Miami Connect. 3 fists on the chain to underscore my complexion. McQueen boost, black on black like Caucasian deflection. Shit been moving so quickly, ain't have time for reflection. Sleeping less but more awake, I've been defying convention. Still sitting by the ocean for lessons. The waves melting my tension, my brain working like engine and strain. Lurking my tendons like grain, gripping the belly Hussein. Keeping them guessing, I train, searching for weapons, checking my repertoire. Disregard the pain, but I let it scar. 20,000 feet up in a plane where I set the bar. My bag heavy as levee, swollen from storm. Been working on my mechanics, these niggas digging my form. Producers starting to swarm, I guess this is the norm. No shade when I say this, but I'm really glad I didn't conform. Niggas was snoring, I swear I get it, my music was born. I put in thousands of hours and now it's raining and pouring. And 9/11 is kicking like Thomas Mueller. The dash a supercomputer for a second, I forgot it was foreign.
Sprite with 6 ounces of codeine. They say I drink the shit like it give me protein. Going hard with my plug, he told me don't stop. I'm trying to clean this money up. I need some Clorox.
Why I still got it for cheap? Now all these niggas think I had a stain like bleach. 7 a.m. on the beach, studying flows. The ocean got hella to teach. I put a 6 on my beat. All of these fingers get numb from pinching my cheeks. I haven't slept in a week. I just been covered in blues. I feel like Mystique. I gave my jewel and my gela. He gave me a skeleton. I had to bust on the bones. Got 30 looks at the movies. The money was calling and forgot to silence my phone. Got an invite to a show out in Paris. A nigga just downloaded Rosetta Stone. All I wrote down on my ride croissants. If they can't provide them, I'll leave it alone. Meeting with Sony. I post on the gram and a whole lot of rappers that digging my grandma. Charging them $200 a stanza. They pay out of pocket like Vic in Atlanta. Money been jumping, it's too much to handle. I call my accountant, we working in tandem. Used to get Metcalf for summer, last week I made double that. School cannot hold a candle. I'm up in Momotar with a shorty. I keep a Virgil on me like a 40. Couple of Cubans on me, they imported. They got my neck froze, rigor mortis. I hit the breaststroke in the Benz. Swimming through South Beach with the fence. I just been going crazy with the pen, cause I don't get shit off of spins. YSL got it for cheap. Now all these niggas think I head is stained like bleach. 7 a.m. on the beach, studying flows, the ocean got hella to teach. I put a 6 on my beat, old lady fingers get numb from pinching my cheeks. I haven't slept in a week, I just been covered in blues, I feel like Mystique. Shorty, she down for whatever, I keep my flow under the weather. I'm cold when they come with the pressure, but diamonds all over the bezel. I can't even count them, too many to measure. Steering wheel light as a feathers, matching the shade of interior leather. Feeling more patient than ever, taking my time, enjoying the ride, I get there whenever. I'm in the booth when niggas are sleeping. Nike Tech hoodie, I'm reaping. Hellcat usually sound like a demon. Gave it a 4G's, now that bit creeping. I got 10 toes in the cement, I got 10 fingers on throat. The game in the choke, they hotbox the lab, they burning the oak. They took me to space, I don't even smoke. I hop in the Uber, I smell like a roach. Praying this shit'll come out of my clothes. Normally I wouldn't really be tweaking, but I spend a rack and a half on the coat. The berries burr, I really defer, call Harry for fur. No pun intended, I pick up a pendant. The VVs are looking like ice in a blender, the quality splendid. YSL got it for cheap, now all these niggas think I had a stain like bleach. 7 a.m. on the beach, studying flows, the ocean got hella to teach. I put a 6 on my beat, old lady fingers get numb from pinching my cheeks. I haven't slept in a week, I just been covered in blues, I feel like Mystique.
Listen, I know I taught you better. You have got to finish strong. When you put that wrist up there, all the way through.
I'm at RPM, carefully crafting the manifesto. Ravioli looking like Michael Phelps in the pesto. It's not on the menu, I'm cool with paying the extra. Carrots hit the cutlery, conjure a different spectrum. Pinky ring turning my plate into the Potomac. Life is rather impeccable at the moment. I got plays, drops, visuals, racks, interviews on the horizon. And dinner with women who got me fantasizing. Phone hands, money, I'm constantly sanitizing. In hindsight, 2020 was the pressure I needed. For a long time, I was complacent. Really thought I could make it, sitting and waiting. I ain't think I had to get up and take it. But ain't no further mistaking, 10 toes, super cemented. Now I'm swinging for the fences like I'm chasing the pennant. I've been thinking lately I should probably stay independent, especially if I continue cultivating this spinach. Yeah, had to go plain on this choker chain. The ice got me numb, take the pain away. Hope they still love me when I fade away. Lot of eyes on me, I've been using smoke screens. Had to go plain on this choker chain. The ice got me numb, take the pain away. Hope she still love me when I stay away. Cause sometimes I just don't wanna be seen. Spend a pretty penny on a Jap Boy grimace. A couple features replenish, I get it back in a minute. I've been trying to calculate how much I make in percent. It's not in the business of feeling. My verse is perfect attendance. My verse is perfect for tennis. The way I serve them, I switch rackets. Some suburban women, country club member, extended metaphors. What I've been pitching, I paint corners like Sanchez mixed with Picasso. My pencil turned me to Pablo. I spend a week in the grotto. I'm eating, sleeping, and breathing rhymes. I ain't see my parents yet, it's almost Christmas time. They know I'm locked and loaded, I'm trying to get where I'm going. I can't wait till I'm able to pay them back what I own. They motivate me to hustle harder than ever. My head low like my ligaments sever. On the brink of new level, don't got no time to revel. Swear I'm ready whenever. I got cold feet never, these Louis loafers of leather. Shorty had to go plain on this choker chain. The ice got me numb, take the pain away. Hope they still love me when I fade away. Lot of eyes on me, I've been using smoke screens. Had to go plain on this choker chain. The ice got me numb, take the pain away. Hope she still love me when I stay away. Cause sometimes I just don't wanna be seen.
Go ahead. Give me some angles, right? Go ahead. Do your thing. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, all right. We're gonna cut that one.
So I think that one played okay.
Did it work? Did it work for the testers?
Yep.
Good.
Good. So what we'll do is I'll reload that first one, and we'll try it again. But
Hey, George, can I ask, tomorrow will you do it just like we're doing it now? I'm not sure how you're loading or what that means, but to avoid any problems, how do we do it tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Gives me a little more control, and then it actually looks like it's a little more of a, like with that one, we see how we kind of came out with this one, and Matt will be in the screen only just because we're all up right now. So it'll kind of shrink down to him, and then I'll go ahead and he'll come up full. And let me go ahead and load that one in real quick. The only thing one of the things to remember too is after this last video, Matt, that's when you do your final words, and you go ahead and talk about the donation slide. And as you're talking, I'll go ahead and put that up full like this. And then I'll leave that up for a little while. Excuse me. And then what I'll do is I'll come back to you. You can say your final goodbyes, and I'll go ahead and I'll just put this, we'll leave this up, as everybody's, logging out. It'll still be on the stream, but it'll still be up. And then I'll watch and see how many people are still there. And as everyone's, logging off, I'll go ahead and end the broadcast. And then once the broadcast is over, you guys just, take your time and hang for a little bit. And then after that, Craig, we can connect during the week. But I'm sure everybody will, want a little time, but I just want to at least throw that out. Once it's over, we'll just, take your time and be with each other. And then, we'll chat down the road and such. So let me bring that last video in real quick.
So once I had two thoughts. Oh, one thought is that for that link, can you put it in the description of the video too? So that's just sitting there for people to click on it.
Yes, I can add that.
Yeah. And then two, so tomorrow, instead of us doing this where every video is already loaded in, we're just going to load them in and play them one at a time.
Yeah, I think it's the way to go because it loads super easy. There's two ways to load it. You can load it, on the bottom as a share where it just pops it in, or you can put it on the right. If you go to brand, you'll see a bunch of. Well, I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah, it's probably just you that can see it.
It actually copies the video and brings it in. It takes each video takes about 10 minutes to bring in, but then it just looks like a real hard cut. When I take it, like if I were to play like one I have loaded in, you'll see it just kind of cut in, and these other videos allow me to at least do a little something like this. So this is the first video. I'm just going to go ahead and let this play.
We started our relationship.
No, we're going to try that again.
Cool.
So I'll go ahead and pull everybody out.
We started our relationship when she was 13 years old and attended Rafael Cordero y Molina Middle School in East New York, Brooklyn. I was privileged, although I didn't know it at the time, to have her in my math classes. Our relationship flourished from there. To say she was a precocious student would be an understatement. She excelled in all her subjects, not only in my classes. Bonnie was more than a student to me. She became a lifetime friend to me and my family. She was my second daughter. I always felt I was a catalyst that pushed Bonnie to do better, and she always did. She never disappointed. She confided in me when she needed approval in some of her ventures, and I was always there to support her.
The way Bonnie affected my life was by being a second mother to my boys. And she did such a good job of doing that, that anytime her sons greet me, the first thing out of their mouth is, "Hey, Dad." So that's a great way to influence our life.
Bonnie's impact on our life, and specifically mine, was to show me how to embrace joy at all times and what true joy was. And also how when facing adversity, to face it with a grateful heart. And so I thank God for allowing us to have a Bonnie Glover in our lives. And I'm just grateful for those memories and the many, many memories we have with our sons and with our families, and the many, many phone conversations that we've had secretly sharing what was going on with the boys. She taught me to relish the successes of our sons and to walk with them through the failures, and to be a mom who was excited for each and everything that our sons did.
When I think of Bonnie and I think of all the happy times that we've shared together as a family, the encouraging conversations that we had just to encourage and lift up each other. I think my fondest memories are when you got married to Bonnie Craig, and that at the reception, I just remember us all dancing in tuxedos, and Bonnie in her wedding dress, and it was just a great time. And it was a precursor to a life of happiness and joy. And it's been a pleasure for me to share it with you as your brother and as Bonnie's brother-in-law.
I remember when Aunt Bonnie, she used to send me books so I could always have a love of reading, and we both really like to read and write, and I got to tell her that I was writing a book, and I really loved it when I got to spend time with her.
So I was blessed to have Bonnie come over a couple of times, and every time that she was here, she always showed lots and lots of love for both of the girls here at home, and I always felt comfortable talking to her, and I knew I could feel that she understood me, and always had some words of wisdom to share with me. So I really appreciate her for that. And I know that Sophie and we both had a chance to talk to her a few times and to interact with her, and we know and we could feel that the love that she had for us.
As far as my sense of purpose in life, it would be that Mrs. Glover taught me to not just succeed at education, but to value it. And that was something that I had from people all around me at home and in my family. But Ms. Glover really showed me that you can enjoy it a lot, that it's fun, that always learning, that competing while learning can be fun, because I already knew that learning was valuable, but competing while learning, that is something that house, the Glover house, instilled in me.
I just love this because it reminds me of Bonnie, because if you knew Bonnie, you would know that she just loved books and knitting. And that's how we connected in junior high school. And we would read the biggest books ever, the bigger the better, as well as sci-fi was really important too. And you know, we would, even after junior high school, we would meet on the train because she went to the Brainiac High School. And so we would always laugh about that. And I went to the Performing Arts High School, but we would still meet on the train because, boy, we loved each other. You know, when I was promoted to the highest level in banking in the country, she flew to celebrate me at my party. And then when she was nominated for an Image Award for Going Down South, I hosted a party in her honor in LA. You know, that's just how we were. No matter what, we were always ride or die. And so, Bonnie, I promise you, girl, I will honor your life in the way that Yoda said. Do or do not. There is no try. And whoever knew Bonnie knew that you had to do what you had to do. And so, Bonnie, I will continue being the best Brooklyn girl, modeling your spirit of love, joy, happiness, support, and most of all, that can and will do attitude. Peace. Blessings.
Miss Bonnie had a profound impact on my life, both professional and personal. I cannot put into words what she meant to me. She was not only my boss the last 3 years, but she was a friend, confidant, and mentor. I will miss her deeply. I wanted to read a poem by Joanna Few that helps summarize her impact on all our lives. An angel. An angel lived among us, a gift from God above. She showered us with kindness and shared with us her love. She cherished every moment with the man who was her life, walking hand in hand together, facing life with all its strife. She loved her children dearly, each one a different way, nestled close within her heart, though now she's far away. She's gone to live with Jesus, but she's here with us today, smiling down on every one of us and telling us that she is okay.
Cool. So that one played okay? Matt, I'm not hearing you.
Yeah, well, I was muted.
There you are. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, it looked good, and I've been told that it looked good. Not from anybody in this, from someone outside of this group too. So that's good.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do the others. Just to check real quick.
Yep.
So the next one will be the College Marriage Family. This runs 7:20. So I'm going to pull everyone out, and then it'll just be Matt, and then it'll transition just like it will.
Bonnie James Glover.
Yay!
Hey, bruh man, say hi.
That cat in the hat. He plays lots of bad tricks. Don't you let him come near. You know what he did the last time he was here. Played tricks like the cat. Oh my. No. I just want to go in to get out of the snow.
He took his mother's watch and flushed it down the toilet. Sometimes his mother would say, "This kid is driving me crazy, crazy."
Go dance, Matt.
I seem to recall a musical instrument you gave last Christmas. Count on me.
Matt, that's from Shane. Open it up.
Oh my.
Whoa!
Isn't that beautiful?
What'd you say? My goodness.
Together we stand.
Don't hit the husband. Don't hit the husband. Oh!
That's it?
No, come on. Oh, yes.
So playback was good on that one? Nice. All right. Cool. Let me get rid of that one, and then we'll go ahead and do the next one. All right. We good? All right, I'm going to pull that one. And then I think there's one left.
What you got to say?
We saw that one already. So we've seen all the videos. So they're playing back. Are we feeling good? Any concerns?
They look good. They look like they're smooth. They're not lagging or anything. So it's been good.
Ben, what are your thoughts?
I thought they looked good.
Think your mom would like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. George, I agree. I think you really captured Bonnie's spirit, so thank you so much for that. This will make her happy. George, you're on mute.
Thank you for saying that, and I appreciate those kind words. All I want to do is do her justice. So, I don't know if you guys want to run through anything else, or if anyone had any questions, or one thing I want to just mention, and I dropped this out. If Craig, if you can just tell the other folks who are going to be there, the Reverend and I think that was it. If they could, Mr. Taylor Stevens, if they could be on 15 minutes beforehand, just we can set it up. We can talk if there's any, thing they need to adjust a shot or anything. We can just make sure we can do any kind of troubleshooting. And what else? I believe I've covered everything other than those last few fixes that I'm going to do, and then I'll let you know when they're there, so you guys can, you can review them.
Okay. Hey, George, I have a question.
Sure.
Will we be able to record the entire presentation, including our comments? Does YouTube capture that? Can we record that?
Well, I'll be recording on my end. StreamYard automatically records.
Okay.
When you hit the stream button, so I'll have that, and I'll make that available to you guys. I'll put it in the same folder and let you know when it's there.
That's great.
And then it'll live on YouTube, unless either because once this is done, Matt, I don't have any reason for this site anymore. And if I ever do it on my own, I'll create one. But I'll just go ahead and make sure I sign out of everything that you've given me, and you can control that. You can it'll leave it up, and if you want to add anything. But I'll also add some comments we just talked about before, to make the and I think I put some beginning comment or some initial comments on the page that's going to air tomorrow. So there'll be more of a description and more of a link. I mean, I didn't do any search words or anything. I mean, it's only open to people with links, so I didn't go through any of that process. So
that's great. One other question: will we be able to, in any way, track who attends? Will we be able to see who attends the viewing?
I don't know on that, but I do know that on the YouTube link, there is underneath the label. Craig, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Underneath the label, like it says Sat Eve Test, and it says 2 people are watching. So I know we'll know a number, and I might be able to go back into the YouTube studio page, but I'm not familiar with that. Matt, is that something you're familiar with? If you can actually track who's there, or other than just numbers?
So I'm looking right now. I see the numbers part too. I don't know if it's something that we can probably just Google and check, but
yeah,
that'd be cool. Yeah, to see who comes in. But also you don't have to have an actual account to be able to see something on YouTube. So it could just show up as guest or whatever. I don't know.
True.
You can just click a YouTube link.
And then what you can also do is after it's over and it's recycled itself and it lives on YouTube, you could send that link out to other folks, in case you weren't able to attend. Here's the service, and give a little description, and please, you can view it at your leisure, kind of thing. Okay. Anyone else? Have you got any questions, comments, concerns? Okay, guys, I appreciate
Thank you, George. Thank you very much. This is I'm looking forward to tomorrow, and I thank you for making this so beautiful.
I'm glad you appreciate it, and I hope you guys are hanging in there. And anything I can do before then, please let me know. Okay.
Will do. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and end this broadcast.